Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dimas Aditya Hanafie. I'm from State University of Makassar. Today I will present my research result. Chapter 4: Findings and Discussion. This chapter presents the data findings and discussions related to the proposed questions based on the data gathered during the investigation. The findings of this research cover the strategies used by English major students in online learning and the reasons of students using the strategies. Research findings. Number 1. General description of respondents. The following table shows the frequency of English major students who participated in this research based on the gender. There are 14 male with around 26.9% and 38 female respondents with 73.1%. The respondents were also categorized based on the semester. The frequency and percentage are described as follows. There are 2 respondents from second semester with 3.8%. Next, 28 respondents from the fourth semester with around 53.8%. There are 12 people from sixth semester with around 23.1%. And last, there are 9 respondents from the 8th semester with around 17.3%. Next is the results of the questionnaire. In this section, the results of questionnaire are presented in the form of frequency tables. Each table represents one aspect. There are goal settings, environment structuring, task strategies, time management, help seeking, and self-evaluation. The measurement used was 5-point of Likert scale. 5 means always, 4 is frequently, 3 is sometimes, 2 is rarely, and 1 is never. Goal setting. The aspect of goal setting covered by 5 statements from number 1 to number 5 in the questionnaire. The questions describe how students specify their learning goals before they begin a learning activity in online classroom. It shows how students formulate clear objectives and make plan for achieving them. For statement number 1, the majority of students responded in category 4 frequently, while statement number 2 and to number 5, majority of students responded in sometimes category, which is the third. Environment structuring. In order to create a positive learning experience, students need to select and manage the learning environment. Selecting good environment to study during online is one of the strategies that students can use to avoid distractions. In, in the questionnaire, there were 4 statements, number 6 to number 9. From number 6 to number 8, the majority of students answered in the 5th category, which is always. In the last number 9, a majority of students answered in the 4th category, which is always. Next is task strategies. Students must manage and control their efforts in the classroom when completing academic assignments. Students' ability to work independently can be seen in task strategies such as carrying out tasks without being instructed what to do, finishing projects without assistance, and being satisfied with the results. The task strategies aspect was covered by 4 statements from number 10 to number 13. The majority of students from number 10 to number 13 answered in the 3rd category, which is frequently, sometimes. Next is time management. Time management refers to the ability of students to organize their schedule to learn in and out of online class. This aspect was measured by 3 statements from number 14 to number 16. The majority of the students answered in the 3rd category, which is sometimes. Next is the help seeking. When faced with a problem or in need of new information, students' ability to seek help from lecturers or peers is referred to as help seeking. This aspect was covered by 4 statements from number 17 to number 20. Now, statement number 17. The majority of students answered in sometimes. In question number 18, the majority of students answered in the fifth category, which is always. Statement number 19, the majority of students answered in the fourth category, which is frequently. And the last statements, number 20, the majority of students answered never. Next is self-evaluation. Self-evaluation in online learning allows students to analyze what they know, what they don't know, what they would want to know when they evaluate their learning performance. This will make them have a better understanding of their own strengths and flaws. In this aspect, there were four statements, number 21 to number 24. The majority of students from number 21 to 24 answered in sometimes category, which is in third. Number 3. The results of interview. After distributing questionnaires, the researcher conducts interview in order to find out students' reasons for conducting the strategies related to 6 aspects in the questionnaire: goal setting, environment structuring, task strategies, time management, help seeking, and self-evaluation. There were 6 students of English department who were willing to be interviewed. The interview was conducted via Zoom and WhatsApp. Based on students' responses towards interview questions for each subskill, the researchers summarized students' reasons in doing the strategies as follows. In the aspect of goal setting, students answer with setting goal motivates students to learn, and goal setting can be a guidance in achieving good academic results. In the aspects of environment structuring, conducive learning environment supports online learning. In the aspect of task strategies, well preparation helps students' readiness in learning. In the aspect of time management, managing time is needed due to lack of time in online class. In the aspect of help seeking help in order to get deeper understanding about the materials or instruction. In the aspect of self-evaluation, evaluation helps to find out students' lacks and needs in online learning. Next is discussion. Number 1. Strategies used by the English major students in online learning during the pandemic. Learning strategies like roles in manipulating inputs and self-motivation in the process of learning and transforming them into factors that support well-achieved output or learning results. In online learning, especially when experiencing pandemic, the English major students at Universitas Negeri Makassar did some strategies to maintain the learning achievement. The strategies were described as follows. In the goal settings, the process of goal setting is when learners decide on particular objectives for a task and make plans to work toward achieving those objectives. The strategies that students did in online learning during pandemic related to goal setting was setting standards for assignments. Although most of them did not always set short-term and long-term goals, they always keep the quality of their assignments and tasks. The students use goal as control in determining their limits and learning so they can pursue their goal by applying certain activities to be more active and disciplined. Setting learning goal has a considerable impact on self-regulated learning and motivational factors. It can be used for self-guidance and self-regulation, and it will also lead to motivation, self-review, constant improvement and effort. The students will work hard and pay attention to the goals, which will influence their performance. B. Environment structuring. Environment structuring is an activity in which students pay attention to their physical and social surroundings and then arrange and change their surroundings to obtain the intended results. The data shows that students adjust their environment in order to avoid distractions during online learning. Most students choose the location where they can access their class with minimal distraction. They also make sure their internet connection is stable so they can join online class effectively. Next is task strategies. Learners need to be able to plan and strategize in order to accomplish the goals they have set for themselves. As students experience online learning, they made preparation before and after online lectures. Some activities they did were talking more through notes. Were taking more through notes, reading aloud instructional materials posted online to fight against distractions, and preparing questions before joining in discussion forum. During the online class, students use Google to look for answers and additional references. Next is time management. Time management is an activity in which students manage their time for studying in order to attain their goals. English major students at State University of Makassar sometimes allocate extra studying time to catch up the materials. They thought that merely relying on the lecture given during online class is not effective. Even though they don't have to attend daily classes, they still try to distribute their studying time evenly across days. However, several students admitted that they were struggling in managing their time since they have lots of activities in their home. So they only be active during the schedule of virtual meeting and arrange intense schedules some days before test. Next is help seeking. Help seeking activities include activities in which students can search and learn information from learning resources. English major students dominantly seek for help to more knowledgeable ones such as friends or from external sources such as internet. However, they hardly ever consult with their lecturers. It appears that one effective educational strategy for students in English department is to ask for assistance from their peers rather than relying on lecturers' assistance. Next is self-evaluation. The frequency of self-evaluation for English major students was on scale 3, in which they sometimes evaluate themselves during online learning. To evaluate their learning, they sometimes took note and monitored their improvements. Other strategies that students did related to self-evaluation aspect is to review materials after joining online classroom. They try to gain more information from other sources outside lecturer explanation. Number 2. Students' reasons of choosing strategies in online learning at English department during pandemic. Goal setting can be guidance in achieving good academic results and motivate students to learn. Students think that goal setting is important because setting goals in online learning can give them motivation and boost their interest. This will result in increased levels of learning achievement. Students also considers that without setting goal, there would be a decrease in their learning performance, since motivation appears when there are goals that need to be achieved. Students feel that they will give more effort to find solutions for their problems in order to fulfill their aims. Another reason for setting goal is that goal setting becomes the guide for students' learning activities. It can be used to control their learning and encourage them to be more disciplined during online learning. B. Conducive learning environment supports online learning. Most students engage in environmental structuring activities because they were aware that a relaxing environment was important to their online learning. They should be in good condition, physically and emotionally. Conducive learning environment also makes students focus on studying. They can gain more understanding during lecture when they focus and with less distraction. Next is well preparation helps students' readiness in learning. Students are aware that preparation before learning is helpful for them, although the rate for task strategies is in sometimes category, which does not show that students will actively implement task strategies during online learning. They consider that preparation helps them minimize problems to make them ready to gain knowledge. Next is managing time is needed due to lack of time in online class. Students need to manage their time since they feel that online class duration is limited, so they manage their study time outside online class to maximize their learning. Other students stated that they can list activities they can do and be consistent in doing them. Students, as part of the process of time management, determine the order of priority in learning, arrange study in time in the form of a timetable, and estimate the amount of time it will take to complete various learning tasks. In addition to this, they organize the material and make use of a variety of instructional methods in order to acquire knowledge in the most efficient actions. Next is seeking help in order to get deeper understanding about the materials or instruction from the lecturer. Most students mention the reason why they prefer consulting with friends and lecturers because their friends is more reachable. It is easy for them to contact their friends, while for lecturers, students assume that most lecturers are less available and they do not want to get in trouble by seeking help from them. Though seeking help from friends or peers is preferable, few students still admit that consulting with lecturers when facing difficulty in online learning is more effective. They think the lecturer is clearer in giving directions, although sometimes the lecturer is slow to reply to the chat. The answers given can solve the problem since the lecturers have more valid information. They know and understand better. Next is evaluation helps to find out students' lacks and needs in online learning. Though most students do not always evaluate their learning, some of them realize that evaluation can help them find their lacks and needs in online learning. Finding their lacks and needs will eventually lead them to improvement in learning. They can be better prepared in learning when they know what weaknesses they should minimize and what strengths they have during online lectures. Chapter 5: Conclusion and Suggestion. Conclusion. English major students at the State University of Makassar applied some strategies in dealing with online learning during the COVID-19 pandemic. These strategies include goal setting, environment structuring, task strategies, time management, help seeking, and self-evaluation. The result of data analysis show that most students employ the same strategies for environment structuring aspect, as they always make sure that the condition in which they are having online lecture is conducive and comfortable enough to support their learning. From the results of the interview, the reasons the student do self-regulated learning for each aspect is that because 1. Setting goal motivates students to learn and can be guidance in achieving good academic results. Second, conducive learning environment supports online learning. Third, well preparation helps students' readiness in learning. Fourth, managing time is needed due to lack of time in online class. Fifth, seeking help in order to get deeper understanding about the materials or instructions. And sixth, evaluation helps to find out students' lacks and needs in online learning. In the future, some instructional design guidelines may assist students in avoiding problems and engaging in deep learning in online class. To encourage students' participation in online learning, lecturers might provide guidance and instructions on how to properly integrate online materials to assist classroom activities. Lecturers might train students on time management and assignment completion, as well as assist them in taking charge of their learning and independently become self-regulated learners. Next is suggestion. This word can serve as a reference for scholars in the future who are interested in adapting and developing strategies for online learning. The next researcher may attempt to carry out this research in a variety of skill-related areas such as listening, speaking, reading, and writing. They are also able to design material based on metacognitive strategies and conduct the experiment and research within the different classroom setting.